Hey y'all, welcome back to Parlay Paw with Liv and Kai, episode 9. I know it's been a hot minute since I put out an episode. It's been a really hectic start to 2023. But it's okay. We're back now. We're better than ever. If you hear some crunching noises in the background, that's Kyla eating her breakfast. She's almost done now. But yeah, Parlay Paw episode 9 Super Bowl. Well, the week before the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna do 2 Super Bowl based episodes. I'm not gonna focus too much on the spreads and prop bets and things like that this week because we're still at this point 11 days out from the Super Bowl, and those lines could very much change depending on what happens in the next week. But this is a super exciting Super Bowl because there are so many unique storylines. So we're going to dive into that today. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right, Super Bowl 57, the Chiefs and the Eagles. I mean, I think it was pretty well known at maybe around like week 12, 13, that these would be the two teams in the Super Bowl. It doesn't surprise me. We have so many little layers of the onion. I don't know, I feel like Shrek. Like layers of the onion that we can pull back in this Super Bowl. Hi, Kyla. Which is going to be an absolute media frenzy because everybody knows the media goes nutso for a good story. So, I think one of the more obvious ones is Andy Reid. And Andy Reid coaching against his former team. He was with the Eagles for 14 seasons. I mean, he will go down as one of the greatest Eagles coaches of all time. And then when he went to the Chiefs, I think it was 2013. I think he went to the Chiefs in 2013. Signs as the head coach, and Nick Sirianni is starting his NFL career. He was the offensive quality control coach for the Eagles, and then he got promoted, or for the Chiefs, and then he got promoted to the wide receivers coach. So he was the wide receivers coach at the time that Andy Reid came in, and Andy Reid's like, I got my buddy over here, David Culley. So Nick Sirianni, I don't need you. So he didn't bring Sirianni back. And I've been like reading some things, and Andy Reid has said in press conferences and things like that throughout the course of this week that he knew that Sirianni had a lot of potential and that a lot of great things were said about him within the Chiefs organization. And so it's just kind of funny, you know, like when these two people meet up, it's going to be Andy Reid looking to the opposing sideline and being like, yeah, that was the team I was with for 14 years. And then it's going to be Sirianni looking over like, oh yeah, that's the guy that fired me, or not fired me. That's the guy that didn't rehire me. I think firing is the wrong term there. But yeah, that's the guy who didn't rehire me. So it's kind of a revenge game, I think, for both coaches, which is going to be pretty fun. And I think if anyone has a bigger fire under their butt, it's going to be Sirianni, because it's going to be, hey, look what you missed out on. You know, we could have been a superpower if we were both coaching together. I don't know. That's kind of, if I was in his position, that's how I would be. And both of these teams are so unbelievably stacked that it's just the coaches are important, but without the players that they have, like, I don't know if this would be what we would be seeing in the Super Bowl, because it's really about the players. Speaking of the players, it's kind of surprising that it's taken 57 Super Bowls for this to happen. But it's the first time that two brothers are going up against each other. Obviously, that's Travis Kelce for the Chiefs, the tight end for the Chiefs, and Jason Kelce, the center for the Eagles. We've had two brothers playing in the Super Bowl on the same team. That was Kyla dropping a toy. This new setup, by the way, I just got a kitchen table not too long ago. I've been living in this apartment for about 7 months now, and I got a kitchen table about 3 weeks ago. So, so it's a counter height table, and Kyla is very confused because I'm not at eye level with her to throw her toy. So to get my attention, she's just started picking up toys and dropping them next to my chair so that I can play with her. But anyway, that's where all the noise is coming from. Side note. But yeah, so we've had two brothers playing on the same team. We've had two brothers coaching against each other. It was the Harbaughs, obviously, a few years ago. And now we have two brothers playing against each other. So, I mean, kudos to Mrs. Kelce for, you know, birthing two absolute powerhouses. Because when you think about it, it's like Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce are integral members of their teams. It's not like one of them is this phenomenal player and the other one is like a backup or like kind of a mediocre player. It's like they are both very easily top 5 for sure, if not top 3 most important players on their respective teams. So that's just pretty insane. And each of them has already won a Super Bowl, so I think it takes a little bit of that pressure off because they already have they each already have a ring, so it's not like either one of them are competing for their first ring against their brother. So if you're Donna Kelce, who do you root for? Like, which son do you pick? I guess the dad too, but I'm gonna be on the mom's side, obviously. Which son do you pick? So she had a really cool split jersey on in an interview the other day. It wasn't like the typical vertical half side Chiefs, half side Eagles split jersey. It was like a swoosh thing where like the front was mostly Chiefs and the back was mostly Eagles. And she said she was rooting for the offense, obviously, because both her sons play on the offense for their respective teams. But she said she was rooting for whatever team had the ball at any given point. But she also said that I guess Jason Kelce was like, you're going to root for the baby because, you know, all of you younger siblings out there, you don't realize how good you have it. I say that as the oldest. But Jason Kelce was like, yeah, you're obviously going to root for Travis. And then Donna was like, well, Jason gave me the grandkids. So, I don't know. I feel like she might be a little bit more pro-Jason. I don't know. We'll see. Another storyline, definitely the biggest one of the Super Bowl. It's the first time 2 black quarterbacks have started in the Super Bowl, which it's absolutely insane to me to think that it has taken 57 years for that to happen, or 57 Super Bowls for that to happen. But in Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, that's the first time that this is happening. So I think just to see that history being made is going to be pretty cool, regardless of what the outcome is. What I want to happen and what I think will happen are two different things. What I want to happen is for the Chiefs to win, because I think if you are not a Philadelphia sports fan, it is kind of ingrained in you to root against all Philly teams, because Philly is kind of a very annoying sports town. And quite literally, the only reason why I am rooting for the Chiefs and not for the Eagles is because I don't want to give Philly fans anything to be more annoying about, which they're still celebrating the 2017 Super Bowl win. So Lord knows if they win this year, it'll be like 2035 before they start to get over it. So that's really the only reason why I'm rooting for the Chiefs. I think ultimately I'm rooting for a great game. I don't want to blow out. I think both of these teams are way too good to have it be a blowout, and it would just be a matter of inexperience for Jalen Hurts maybe that would cause it to be a blowout, or an injury that could happen next week or during the game or whatever. Barring all of those circumstances, I want the Chiefs to win, for that reason alone. But more so, I'm rooting for a better game. I'll get into predictions and all that again next week, because the line's going to move. It's a little bit early to kind of be doing all of that. So here's one thing that I really want to know if it's like important or not. I've never bet on it. This is the one bet we can make right now. I've never bet on it. I don't really know if it's actually important or not. So I need some feedback. Doing a little bit of digging on random Super Bowl facts, because there's a lot of them. 36 out of 56 times the team wearing white has won the title. The Chiefs this year are wearing white. In all three of their last Super Bowl appearances, they've worn red. So this is the first time they're wearing white. The Eagles have worn green in all of their Super Bowl appearances in the past, and they're wearing their midnight green jerseys in the Super Bowl. This is a fact that we know. And we know 36 out of 56 times the team wearing white has won the Super Bowl. I believe this makes absolutely no difference whatsoever in the game. But, you know, numbers don't lie, and statistics nerds will say, well, you know, this is what it is. Team wearing white has a better chance of winning the Super Bowl. So, here is my question to you. The Chiefs are wearing white. 36 out of 56 Super Bowls, the teams wearing white were the winners. Does that make the Chiefs a favorite? Or is this just complete BS that really makes no difference? I am of the camp that it's complete BS and makes no difference. But I don't know. Maybe this is something that a lot of bettors look at. So I'd love to know what side you're on. So let me know. I always think that's so funny. Just the random the coin flip too, and the national anthem over unders are they're just fun, crazy bets. Um, but I don't think it really makes a difference at the end of the day. All right. So from that, this is going to be Kyla's pick. Kyla is going to give her opinion on whether or not the jersey color matters in the game. So let's hear what Kyla has to say. Stay. Stay. Left hand means it matters. Jersey color matters. Right hand means it doesn't. Down. Nope. Straight for the left. So Kyla thinks it matters. Love to hear what you think. But that is it for this week of Parlay Paw. Next week we'll dive into all the numbers, the spreads, all that stuff. But this week, that's it for now. See you next week.